Hello, just as we were going live, my light just died. So pardon the darkness. I don't know what's going on with I'm having one of those mornings where nothing is, well, there it is. Oh, maybe it's going to work. Pray, y'all, pray. Hi, my name is Priscilla Osodo Acevedo, and it's a joy to be your host here at HTV ICON Podcast. Hear their voices. Some of you may have noticed that I was not here last week. It's a joy to be back. Okay, we're going to have this game that we're playing with my light. That's okay. So for those of you joining us for the first time, this is the ICON Podcast, Hear Their Voices. And ICON is the International Committee on Nigeria, and we promote human dignity, the right to live, religious freedom, and the protection of the vulnerable against all forms of persecution in Nigeria. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. In this season of the ICON Podcast, we are focusing on encouraging you and all of our guests to speak up on behalf of the vulnerable in Nigeria. So thank you for joining us again. Like I was saying, I was not here last week, and it was a joy to have Kyle and AJ just share with us. They discussed some of the issues in Nigeria. They also got a chance to connect with Pastor Ayo, who leads the PSJ UK movement. And PSJ is an international organization that we collaborate with because they work to promote peace building, social justice, and sustainable development in Nigeria. So welcome back. Today, I'm excited. I'm excited for our conversation. I'm excited for our guest. She's a familiar face. She's somebody you know, and I'm excited to welcome her to the studio. But before that, just to give you a little bit, today we'll be focusing on our conversation on the lives and the families of those who have been abducted by terrorists and militants in Nigeria. And I'm excited to introduce our guest to you. But first, we have announcements for today. All right. First announcement. Y'all, if you're following us on Instagram, this is like what we're going crazy about. And you may be wondering why are they all going crazy and posting on Facebook. We are really excited about this, in case you didn't notice. Not excited in like, oh, well, we're happy, but we're excited to collaborate with the Leah Foundation, with Leah Sharibu's family, to shed some light about the 3 years that she's been in captivity. So we want to remind you today that we're having 7 days of prayer starting on February 13th. And it's going to run all the way through February 19th. And each one of these days, we're not going to be we're going to be coming on live to you every day, and we'll post something about what you can pray about. You can get together with your friends, with your family, to discuss things you can pray about. So let's share Leah's story and let's get involved. Set your calendars. Yes, save the date. It's February 13th to 19th. But on the 19th, we're going to be coming together to be ICON teaming up with PSJ UK and PSJ Nigeria, and the Leah Foundation will be coming together to pray globally online so that we can have this great event. And you don't want to miss this. We're going to be talking with great people. We have amazing people that have said yes to be part of this. We're excited to share this 7 days, but most especially February 19th, 2021. So don't forget, mark your calendars, get groups together. I want to challenge those of you that have like worship teams or Bible study groups or sisterhood groups. You want to get more than just yourself. If you're planning to be involved, the question you should ask is, who else can I invite to be involved with this conversation? Okay. So, and right now I'm going to go into the news of the week. Before I go into the news of the week, I keep playing around with my light. There it is. We'll see if it works. Okay. I just lost my phone. I don't know where my phone went. It's one of those days, y'all. But I want to encourage you to grab your phone. We do this every week. Go to Facebook. You should see the event is live right now. Click on that and share it. I have my phone behind me. Yes, I can do this. You know, this shows hope, y'all, that we can all do this. So if you follow us on Facebook, when you click on Facebook, it should say ICON Nigeria went live about 5 minutes ago. And just click the share icon and send to your friends and say, I'm watching this podcast. Please join me, and just share, post. It's that simple. That way you can get more than just yourself watching this broadcast. Or you can share this afterwards. I love to share the YouTube link for those who may not be on Facebook. I love always to share the YouTube link. If you are subscribed to us and you hit that subscribe button, you should see that we've gone live, and you can just click share. I like to share it on WhatsApp and share it to my status. And there you go. More than just you is watching the broadcast. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us again. And I'm going to go on to the news for the week. Okay. We received this first news for the week from This Day Live, and our first story reports that suspected armed members of the dreaded Boko Haram sect invaded Chibal and other communities of Magomeri local government area of Borno State yesterday. They killed 2 policemen and abducted 2 others. The terrorists also, in an ambush, seized 2 patrol vehicles and set another ablaze. This unfortunate incident is coming on the heels of newly appointed service chiefs. For those of you who don't know, in Nigeria, in an attempt to fight this war against terrorism, the president kind of fired all of his service chiefs and brought in new ones. These new service chiefs just recently paid their first on-the-spot assessment of the security situation in Maiduguri. The service chiefs currently in Maiduguri for their first operational visit to Theater Command, and since their appointment by President Muhammadu Buhari. Is this a statement from Boko Haram saying it doesn't matter? How is this going to affect? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. From the Guardian NG, we received a report that Boko Haram victims have adopted to begging early marriage for survival, says this report. A lot of these victims have been taken away from their homes, and poverty has become their norm. And in order to survive, a lot of these victims of the Boko Haram insurgents have taken to begging, early marriage, and even drugs as a form of survival. A new report revealed that research shows that a lot of these people are just trying to cope and trying to survive. In other news, this is from premiumtimesng.com. We receive a report that former President Olusegun Obasanjo has again criticized President Muhammadu Buhari over his handling of security challenges rocking the country. President Obasanjo said that it is pathetic that despite being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, banditry still occurs at President Buhari's backyard. The former president made these comments on Sundays during an interview with Tony Falola, and he urged the president to wake up from his slumber. I think we are all urging our Nigerian government to wake up from their slumber. This is the news of the week. And for a full report or just to receive news about Nigeria, please follow us on Facebook or subscribe to receive our weekly news emails. You can receive that right to your email every day by subscribing on iconhelp.org. This is a lot of news, and I have a lot to say, but I'll rather spend time with my guests discussing some of this. Please welcome to the studio our guest for today, Dr. Gloria Puldu has been our guest several times on this show, and we will never get tired of having her here. And to Gloria, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. It's nice to be here again, and brand new year, brand new month. So thank you.
Yes. Happy New Year to you. We're excited. I apologize that my light is, being temperamental, but we're going to keep going. The show must go on. And,
I think yours is good because my light just went off.
I should be grateful that I have electricity. Yeah. I shouldn't even complain about it.
Because yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you who don't know, Dr. Gloria Puldu heads the Leah Foundation and works directly with Leah Sharibu's family on on the issues about her abduction and trying to get her back. They also do a lot of work with the U.S. government trying to get Leah back and expose the issues concerning this abduction in Nigeria. So, Auntie Gloria, we know that you are with the Leah Foundation, and we will spend a lot of time today talking about your work with Leah's family and stuff. But I know that Leah is not the only girl, and her family is not the only family that is that has been affected by this crisis, by these abductions. So can you talk a little bit about some other families you may have engaged with that are at the moment really, you know, dealing with their children or family members being taken away from them?
All right, thank you, Priscilla. You know, actually, there are a lot of families who are just like Leah's family. So many of them have their wives or their daughters or their children in captivity, just like Leah. And some of them that we have, especially with our denominational church that we go to, ECWA, which Leah Sharibu is also a member. We have Grace Lucas. She's still in captivity. Lillian Gyang. We have Alice Ngada, who have just recently been with her husband. You know, all these people, young families, still are weeping and crying like the parents of Leah Sharibu, waiting for their own daughters. Apart from over 100 children we know that have been missing for over 6 years. In fact, this 2020, they will be 7 years in captivity. Leah is about to be 3 years in captivity if by the 19th she is not released. And some of these girls, 2 years, 1 year, 3 months, 6 months, so many of them in captivity. We cannot, you know, just mention all of them because it will take us the whole.
Yeah.
We don't even have the entire list because there are so many people out there that don't have names. And so when we talk about Leah and the other girls, we mean they are just representing all of those girls, about our boys, our men who are being killed, and some who are being turned into, you know, they are forced into joining the Boko Haram, joining in the banditry and all that. So, yeah, it's really a very sad situation for so many families that we cannot just keep mentioning by name. So that's why most of the time you hear us say Leah, because her face just represent, her name just represent all of those people who are in captivity in one form of, whether with the bandits or with the kidnappers or with Boko Haram or whichever form of captivity, you know, especially for young girls.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, because a lot of people hear Leah and they think, oh, we're just talking about one girl. And I love that you're shedding light that there's a whole ton of families that are experiencing the pain of not having their loved ones.
A whole ton of families.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if I shared with you, I probably didn't, but I recently lost a family member, and the hardest part of the journey was the time when he was in the hospital. Thank you. When he was in the hospital and we didn't know if he was going to live or die, and that not knowing. And it hit me this morning that not knowing is what Leah's family has lived with for 3 years. And for us, it was just about 2 days of where we were not sure, you know, whether he would live or die. And so I just want to stress that to our audience today, to say they're living in a state of limbo. And for Leah, it's 3 years. For the Chibok girls, it's going on 7 years. For several people, some people have been gone for a year, some 6 months. Even in some of our news, we heard about policemen being abducted just right now. So it's important that you know that we're not just talking about one person. So thank you for that, Auntie Gloria. Now, We hear
Yeah.
about the Nigerian armed forces, and they replaced all the service. What do they call them? The service heads. All the head of the army, the navy, the air force. This is a new set of people, and they're coming to look at the situation. And the idea is to change the engagement against Boko Haram. Do you think this is a good move? Do you think this will make a difference for Leah's family?
Okay, yeah. Before I answer that question, let me just even mention one of the stories that a family that I really want to mention, which I went yesterday. A close family friend that was abducted last week.
Wow.
She was rescued because they had to some ransom. The day she was returned, the next night, her husband was also abducted. So he was just released 2 days back, and I was with them yesterday. And I felt so very bad that this is what is happening, you know. So I said, let me just mention this family. We just be in prayers for them because it's really traumatizing. And this is not the first time she has been abducted. She was abducted, and then last year, 2020, and then 2021 again, and then the husband, you know, you can imagine what is happening in Nigeria. But we thank God that they came out alive, but it's a terrible story, you know. Well, for the new service chiefs, we just want to appreciate God because we had spoken to this government. So many people have pressured this government for a very long time that Buhari administration should change the service chiefs so that new hands and new strategies can be, taken to see how they can secure the country because the security getting worse. All our cry fell on deaf ears. But I'm glad that 2021, just last week, Mr. President has, decided to change the service chiefs. We are hopeful that these new people, since he has taken a lot of time to respond to changing them, that he must have really gone and sought the people that we believe should be able, he believes, should be able to turn things up to the country and to, bring these security challenges to a stop. When we were talking and making noise all throughout 2018, 2019, 2020, when they picked Leah and up to now, all over the world, screaming and talking, these security issues were in the northern part of the country. They got to the middle of the country, and we were screaming to get to the southern part of the country. As of today that I'm talking to you, we already know the issues that are happening in the southwest and the southeast with security challenges. Fulani headsmen, the banditry, everything it has engulfed the entire country. So these new service chiefs have a lot of hands. And, for Boko Haram to prove to them that, look, are still strong. The day they arrived, Maiduguri was the day the news that you just gave us was the day they just started to, they decided to strike to just tell, look, we are still strong. So the new service chiefs, we hope, and we are hopeful and praying for them, that they have come with new strategies and they are truly going to change and move the security level to a point where we can say, thank you and well done. We do not want to go back to where we are coming from. We do not want to start screaming, remove and change these people again. So as far as we are concerned, we are just praying for them and hoping that they will just move the security level to a high level where people can sleep in every part of Nigeria.
Yeah. Thank you for that response. You mentioned praying for them because it's easy to just, start criticizing them from day one and say, on your watch, another raid happened in Maiduguri. But I think it's important that we stay hopeful and positive. You talked about really putting pressure on this government. Has our government been in contact with Leah's family? What are some things that they've done to help, or what are some ways that they've promised to help, and have they come through on that?
Some of the noise that we've been making concerning the Buhari administration is how he responds very slowly to demands, to cries of people. When Leah was taken, it took the government of Nigeria almost 8 to 9 months before they could get in contact with Leah's parents directly. And that stand, I will always repeat, was when we had to call a world press conference when Leah Sharibu's video was released. And they said they were going to keep her if the government doesn't. And so we had to call a world press conference. And when the news came out and Leah's mother was crying everywhere, that same day was the day that Mr. President called her and spoke to her. After that, 2 weeks, he sent the 2 ministers to go see her in Dapchi. And after that, we never heard from them until October 19, 2020, when we now received the women minister for women affairs, who went to the talk family and then yesterday. In fact, we were all to see that maybe Leah has been released now, she's coming back home. But she just went to tell them that the normal discussion that the government is doing everything and they will set Leah free. It was October. She told us very soon. We appreciate her coming because at least what we expect is that they should keep in touch with the family. But then up till today, this is February now, and Leah is about to be 3 years in captivity. Nothing. So apart from these 3 visits that I've mentioned to you, no communication with the government. Nobody talked to us. Nobody reaches out to them. And this is really very sad.
And to Gloria, this bothered me because especially when we had the last abduction of a bunch of boys and within a week, the government had conversations with the terrorists and the boys were released. And I'm like, if they can have conversations with these people, why have they not had conversations with the people that took Leah? And that has, I don't know if her family thought about that. Yeah.
Priscilla, immediately, when they took those boys, we were praying. Every mother was praying in Nigeria and everybody was praying because we want our back, just like we want our girls. We want our men. We want our women. We all love everybody. We were praying and immediately they brought them back. 6, we were so happy. But instantaneously we came out and had a press conference and had women protest and tell the government that, oh, thank you so much for bringing this boy, allowing them to stay very long in captivity, but use the same strategy that now you have to bring out Leah Sharibu, to bring out Alice Ngada, to bring out Grace, to bring out Lillian, to bring out Chibok, to bring all the other girls that are there. If you do not want us to tell the world that, okay, you don't care about women in Nigeria, because if you do care about women, boys stayed 6 days. You brought them out. Women are staying for 6 years, 7 years, 2 years. Please use the same strategy you use. We spoke directly, calling upon the chief of staff and says, you did a good job with our boys. Do the same good job with our girls. We want our girls back. We want them to be back home. So we are still up till now, and we really cried and commended them, but we are still waiting. And another thing we accused the government of, we said, okay, most of those guys are Muslim boys. These are Christian girls who are being stolen. If you do not want us to think you are segregating or discriminating against girls and from boys, then against Christians from Muslims, then do something. Do something. Use the same strategy. Just get these people out. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. And thank you for clarifying that we prayed for these boys to come back. We're in no way saying we wanted the boys to stay in captivity, but if there's a strategy that can bring these boys, we believe that the same strategy can bring the girls back. Can you tell us, this is 3 years and we just want to zoom into
Priscilla, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you right now. Can you hear us? Awesome. I believe I believe we're still on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to zoom in a little bit onto Leah's family. And can you tell us a little bit how they are processing going into the 3rd year? Who in her, we know she has a father or mother. Does she have siblings? How are they all dealing with this at this time? Dr. Gloria, can you hear us?
Sorry, I think my network is not so very good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me, Priscilla?
Yes, we can hear you right now.
Sorry. Okay, great. Okay. For Leah's family, for Rebecca, Rebecca had to move from Dapchi because when taken for almost like 2 years, Rebecca refused to leave Dapchi, despite the fact that Dapchi was constantly being attacked, because she said she's waiting for Leah. And I understand with her, as a mother.
Yeah.
But we are grateful to God that He was able to, give her some heat in her heart and moved her out to a safer place. So for her now, I know that every day she lives with hope that Leah will, but then she knows he's in control because she has so many people that speak and pray and encourage her. So far she's okay, even though during the Christmas I was with her, and she was very sick and she had to be admitted in the hospital.
Oh,
But
Lord.
she stayed for just a day and she was back home. So we
Yeah.
are grateful for that. So it's difficult to describe, but I know that the Lord is just helping her, and with all the prayers and all the encouragement.
Yeah.
And for the father, he is a policeman. He's still serving in the police, and he is also just, you know, it's difficult to just describe. It's full. They are looking up to God. They are living because of the encouragements all around them. But from their hearts, it would be difficult for somebody to say this is exactly how. Today it might be, okay, then tomorrow it might be the other way. I just don't even have words to put it. But I know that God is just helping them. God is helping them. Yeah, and
Amen.
for Leah's brother, he is now in school, and
Okay.
he will be rounding up his school this year. So that Leah will
Okay.
have been looking forward to going to the university. Yeah, so that's how the family is, but they are okay. The Lord is helping
Thank
them,
you.
just like
Thank
other
you for
families
sharing
as
that.
well. The Lord will just keep helping them.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Dr. Gloria. It's just such a privilege and a joy to always have you come share very real content, very real stuff that's happening. Before we round up, can you just briefly let our audience know why they should be part of our 7 days of prayer for Leah Sharibu? Why should they share this with others? Why is this important? Why should they get involved?
Okay, we want to encourage everyone.
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
When we started at the beginning, that when we talk about Leah Sharibu, we are talking about thousands of girls who are out there and women who are, because of insecurity that is all around us, especially in the entire country now. The entire country is in problems. So we just want to encourage people. Very first thing that we keep asking anytime we come is, please, a faith-based organization. The first responsibility we have is to, petition people, and everybody that is through one captivity, one vulnerability or the other. So it is very important that we all raise our voices because we believe in prayers. So petition God on behalf of the Nigerian girls, petition God on behalf of the Nigerian women, petition God on behalf of Leah's family, and especially Leah, a young who was taken. We celebrate her because of her bravery. So just keep praying for her. That's what we of you. And then we are asking you, apart from just praying, there are so many of them that needs to be relocated from where they are not safe to go to school. There are so many women that are widowed, so they need some livelihood. They need to be empowered. All these these are the reasons why we are saying, let's put our hands together and our resources together so that we can reach out and support all these women that are in difficulty, that are persecuted and so many things. So this is the reason why we will just ask you to join together. ICON, Leah Foundation, PSJ, so many other organizations that are out there that are reaching out to the vulnerable people in our world. We need to all get out to them.
Thank you so much, Auntie Gloria. It's such a blessing to have you on the program. I love when you come on because it takes a lot of what we say in theory and makes it practical, because you're talking to the families. You are right there in the thick of it. And I know you are doing all this work, not out of convenience, but out of the compassion that God has put in your heart. So thank you so much for the way you've served these families. Thanks for being with us. Hopefully we'll be with you again, especially in the next few weeks as we do our 7 days of prayer. We look forward to talking with you soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Priscilla. You're doing a great job, and God bless ICON and all of you that are just pushing out, this advocacy out there and supporting all of us. We are grateful. Thank you. Bless
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us again for one more episode of Hear Their Voices. I hope you heard the voices of the families that have loved ones that have been taken away from them. I just want to stress something that Auntie Gloria said. We have 7 days of prayer, and some of you might be saying, oh, I may not be a Christian, so why should I join the 7 days of prayer? As long as you can send good, if all you believe is sending good vibes, join us. If you're a Muslim, you can pray. If you're a Christian, you can pray. Whatever, if you're Jewish, you can join us to pray. If you don't believe in prayer, just join us and send good wishes and good vibes. We know not all of our audience are Christians, but we implore you to join us as we together band together and say, bring back our girls, bring back Leah, bring back all of these families, the men, the boys, the children, the women that have been taken away. Thank you so much. To get more information, especially information about our 7 days of prayer and our day of prayer on February 19th, please follow us on all our social media platforms. Invite your friends to follow us. On Instagram, we are Stand With Nigeria. On Facebook, ICON Help. On Twitter, ICON Help. On YouTube, ICON Help. Follow us, because these are the platforms upon which you will hear and get information about what we are doing to move forward. I appreciate you for dealing with all the craziness we had with our lights and everything. I'm grateful to you. Thank you for your patience with us. Thank you for joining us again this week. Have a blessed, blessed week. God bless you.